The Bitcoin price is on the rise and the Moon Boys feel untouchable. But right now, my friends, is it possible that Bitcoin could be setting up for a plunge deep down into the crypto abyss? Let's dive in and analyze. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. Today I'd like to discuss the Bitcoin price and why I believe we are truly on the brink here of a potentially explosive move up towards the $9,000 region, or my friends, exactly quite the opposite, with an absolutely devastating plunge, potentially back down even into the $3,000 range. And it's not so much just the Bitcoin price that I'm going to be paying attention to here, my friends. We are at an absolutely critical region here on the altcoin market chart as well. So what I want to do here today is look at the altcoin market and top cap coins such as Ethereum, Litecoin, and XRP. Because my friends, if you thought Bitcoin was getting excited, put your seatbelt on, because we are in for one heck of a ride in the altcoin market as well. So as a full-time trader, I'd like to discuss with you my strategy, my game plan, and how I plan to crush this market right now in the immediate term. So without any further ado, you guys already know the deal. If you like these daily crypto videos and nightly live streams, smack that thumbs up button, click the subscribe, tick the little bell. And let's get this crypto. Moon the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Moon them up. All right. So we'll begin with our Bitcoin technical analysis. And of course, before we begin, this is not investment advice. This is not trading advice. These are only my own opinions, ideas, and speculative hypotheses on the market. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading, as this market is extremely high risk, and I am not your financial advisor. I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments. That being said, let's begin right here on the 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin. Now, we are clearly flush at the top of the range here. For the time being, Bitcoin has actually made another local high. Our last high came in here on this fake out wick up to about 7,200, and Bitcoin for the time being has actually surpassed that region once again, still keeping intact this series of higher lows and higher highs. Inherently bullish, right? Now, we also have to take into consideration here that Bitcoin could be in one gigantic ascending triangle pattern, right? That we are creating these lower highs and a flat line of resistance along the top that upon breakout with volume and daily candle body closes above this resistance level, it's possible that Bitcoin could be poised for further breakout action to the upside. And if this does in fact occur, we do still have a ton of resistance up in this range here. But as you would all know, if you are subscribed here, that I've been pointing out that there is a gap here on the CME futures chart up at around 9,060, my friends. And of course, these gaps don't have to fill, but historically, they have loved to fill. These gaps have filled with a very high rate of accuracy time and time again throughout this market's history. And we do have a gap looming there at 9,060. So I can only speculate that if Bitcoin is going to continue to see bullish momentum, it would not surprise me in the least for the bulls to potentially look to target this area. It can almost potentially become a self-fulfilling prophecy at that point, right? Let's get this crypto. But it's not all peaches and cream, my friends, because what we have to understand here is that for me, Bitcoin is still in a bearish posture. Now, of course, yesterday's stream, I said, watch out for the traditional equities markets, as if they open the week to the downside. Bitcoin has been so highly correlated with the traditional equities markets that it wouldn't surprise me to see Bitcoin tumble with them as well. Well, my friends, we got actually quite the opposite here. The Dow Jones up over 7% in one single trading day. Okay, the S&P 500 up over 6% one single trading day. So it was quite the opposite of in last night's video. I said if they open down, watch for a potential rejection on Bitcoin at that time as well. They actually did quite the opposite. And what do you know, ladies and gentlemen? Ding, ding, ding. Chicken wings for dinner, tofu if you're vegan. The Dow up 7%, Bitcoin up 7%. S&P 500 up nearly 7%, Bitcoin up 7%. The correlation is uncanny, my friends, and anybody that's not understanding that these markets have been moving almost identical to one another, it's almost insane. Just to keep it on your radar even. Look at the type of wicks that came in on Bitcoin on this weekly time frame here, right? These two in particular. And then let's go over now to the Dow here. And I just want you guys to see, even the wicks on the weekly time frame look similar. The price action has been very, very correlated here, in my opinion, okay? So now that we know that Bitcoin is still within the confines of my red box here, which still is potentially macro bearish, still right now rubbing up on this 0.618 Fibonacci extension, right? Still right at the top of this historic macro potential resistance box, right? Still with declining volume, right? Let's go to the daily, so that's more easy to see, right? Still on a declining volume with an ascending price. Could be a bearish price divergence. What I want to show you guys now is the altcoin market, because we understand all of this for Bitcoin already, right? We get it. And like I've been saying, if you're subscribed here, I'm not in a short position right now. Of course, again, all the Moonboy degenerates would love to believe that I've been in some permanent short position, that every time Bitcoin goes up, get wrecked, Kirby, get wrecked, you lose, I win, I just made 0.003 Bitcoins. Right? Every time that the price goes up, they fantasize that I'm losing somehow. I don't get it though, because I've literally explained stream after stream that there's been no trade set up for me in here. I'm not in a trade. Right now I'm waiting like a hawk with an eagle eye, ready to strike like a cobra out of the grass and get this crypto. I'm awaiting for trade setups to present themselves. And that's why right now I want to look at these altcoins, because actually right now the Dawn is seeing some potentially very, very juicy things going on here in the altcoin market. And for me, the trade setups may be presenting themselves coming up here very shortly, more so in the altcoin market than in the Bitcoin market. So let's dive into this right now, okay? But my friends, for the algorithm, if you could, leave a thumbs up and write a comment. Anything, my friends. A dot, say thanks, hi Kirby, get wrecked Kirby, oh Kirby. If you could, for the algorithm, leave a thumbs up and leave a comment. I would so appreciate it. And if you're brand new, I do analysis like this each and every day. So hit that subscribe button, tick the little bell, select all, and let's get this crypto. Welcome to the house that Don Carbonaccio built. Sheesh. All right. So here we are on the total cap for the altcoin market. We're just going to start here so we get an overview of the entire altcoin market as a whole. Now, it's pretty simple to see. This seems like a multi-year potential descending bearish triangle, right? The Moon Boys will go, oh, Curry, it's a bull flag. Really, little James, it's a bull flag. You can't really count this action, my friends. The market was nothing. It was peanuts back here, right? It's millions. We're talking billions now up here, okay? We can't really compare this to up here. We can't really use a flagpole from 60 million up to 800 or whatever it is, up to 400 billion. We can't really do that, okay? So for me, this is a bearish pattern here with lower highs consolidating along the bottom at points where, we've seen the bulls try and maintain some sort of structure here. But right now, we are coming up, my friends, not only into this box here where you could see dating all the way back to 2017, we have absolute and utter confluence for years on end in here. But when we look at it, which in and of itself, this could be looked at as a potential rejection zone, right? Old support and historic flips from resistance and support could now, since we're testing up from underneath it, potentially turn into resistance once again. What we can see here, my friends, look at our Fibonacci extension targets. We right now are trading within the honey hole of Don Carbonaccio, right in between that 0.5 and the 0.618 here. This is a fair territory for potential rejection. And if we switch on our moving averages here on the daily time frame, what I want you to notice, my friends, is that we are looking at what could be another classic textbook death cross about to formulate here, my friends. This could wind up taking place over the next several days. There she is. There she blows, ladies and gentlemen. So if we get that, it is a death cross in between, right inside the honey hole of Don Carbonaccio, inside the old historic range of macro confluence, which could be a resistance level in and of itself, and, my friends, does keep intact the shape of the higher low trajectory of the tentative descending triangle, looking to stick in another lower high before then looking for another potential retest of that bottom there before it potentially gives way. Okay, let's get this crypto. That's our overview on the rest of the market, or the market as a whole, rather. Now, let's move over to Ethereum. This one for me, my friends, is very, very interesting. We're just testing up into the honey hole between the 0.5 and the 0.618 now. The 0.5 for me is starting here around 163 USD, and the 0.6 here, let me just see that, there we are, stops up at around 187 USD. So for me right now, Ethereum is looking like it's entering a point in the trend of maximum historical confluence here, would also keep this lower high trajectory intact, would be getting up into this range. And if we look at the moving averages, my friends, we have another death cross potentially looming there, again inside the honey hole. Just think about that. We have a death cross potentially coming inside the honey hole. Okay. And of course, my friends, if we do take a target on this with the Fibonacci retracements here, let's pull this up from the bottom here. Let's just take the whole move for what it is, okay? All the way up to the top. I want you guys to notice that from the real bull run, starting back in 2016, from about $6 USD, all the way up to about 1,400 USD, we have our 0.618 golden fib right there around $47.50 USD. Let's get this crypto. It really wouldn't surprise me and would be completely normal in terms of a market cycle bubble pop for this asset to potentially get down to that region. Now, that doesn't mean it has to occur, but what I'm stating, my friends, is that I'm starting to see a lot of potential bearish confluence in here, where I'm not so much seeing it as clearly on Bitcoin right now. I'm seeing that the setups here potentially look a lot better than on Bitcoin. That's what I'm saying here, that we're starting to see more clear evidence in the charts of potential areas of opportunity, in my opinion, rather than on Bitcoin, where right now we are a little bit more jumbled, right? Where we're at the top of a range, but we're already past the point 618, right? Technically, we've gotten above it. We are entering this area here, which it can get quite objective in here, where you'd like to bring this line of resistance up to. As you could see, we do have underbellies up here. There's lines all over up there, right? We've already had our death cross, right? So it's a little bit more convoluted here on the Bitcoin chart. Whereas right now, when I'm going over into these altcoin charts, things are beginning to look very, very clear. Whereas the Bitcoin chart is looking a little bit cloudy to me. Let's get this crypto. I will be looking for potential opportunity here on Ethereum. Right now, just so you guys are all on the same page, I am observing this market from a bearish perspective still, looking for more bearish opportunity to short than I am to go long. I mean, I just don't want to fight the counter trend here, right? Sure, maybe this is the bottom and maybe we rip all through. I mean, wonderful. I mean, of course I would lose my short positions, but right now, the potentially high reward, low risk trade setups, to me, in my opinion, seem like they are still to the short side, as the macro trend still is on a bearish bias here with a series of lower highs. We still have not touched the 0.6 or even 0.5 Fibonacci for that matter in this range here. And I still think that the altcoin market as a whole is still potentially on a bearish trajectory, let alone Ethereum, which I am beginning to look for extreme trading opportunity right now. And my friends, you should already know, if you want to see all of my trade setup ideas in real time, all of my entries, exits, targets, positions, etc., I will be posting it all exclusively for you in VIP. If you are not already in my VIP, ladies and gentlemen, again, all my entries, exits, take profit zones, exclusively for you there. I will be looking for Ethereum opportunity, and I will be posting that, my friends. So I'll see you in VIP right after this video. Okay, let's get this crypto. Now, let's move along here, and we'll go over to Litecoin. Now, Litecoin, very interesting setup here as well. You could see it got down out of its median line, right? This median zone here. It traded below just like Bitcoin, and now it's back in the mix. And right now, it's just tapping up into the honey hole, right? about $45 to $53 USD is this honey hole here. Let's flip on our moving averages. You could see we're already death crossing. The death cross is essentially moving right into the honey hole right now. If we look at, let's get to the bottom here. We could see that right now we are, let's pull up this target. That's what I meant to do here. Let's pull up the fib retracement, okay? And let's just pull it here from the bottom of this move, as this was one bull run in and of itself. The only target that we really have here, my friends, is a complete bubble pop, essentially retest back down to these prior wicks, which also coincides with a Fibonacci level, right? Around $7 USD. And that's light for me, my friends, if we were to see a capitulation, right? And the reason I'm saying that is we still are on this descending triangle pattern. The honey hole would keep the lower high trajectory intact. And for me, I mean, at that point, basically all we have is a 1.618 fib retracement target down around $7. But for me, as you can see here, there's probably going to be more trading opportunity on things like this right now, where the chart is much cleaner with a specific area of interest for me, rather than on Bitcoin right now. Of course, that is tentative to change. Let's look here at XRP. Okay, my friends, we could see here as well, XRP just, this one is looking very, very bearish to me, my friends. We could see that here on the weekly time frame. It's just been a complete retracement down, to the levels that I've been outlining for months. If you are subscribed to this channel, you would know that this asset in particular has been one that's shown me nothing of bullishness at all. We're on looking like a very potentially unsustainable V-shaped recovery right into this area. I would completely make sense. Look at this old support confluence, tentatively to become new resistance in and of itself, let alone to be right in the potential rejection zone of the 0.618 and the 0.5 fib around 19 cents USD all the way up to 22 cents USD, still maintaining a lower high structure, and could be due for a plunge, my friends. Down, I mean, very far in my opinion, if this ground is lost here. If the support floor around 11 cents is broken, I see no reason why theoretically it couldn't test down between 7 cents and 5 cents USD. Let's get this crypto. But just like the others, you see I have a very sustained level of interest for me in here, whereas on Bitcoin, it's just a little bit more unstable, right? For me here, these charts are very, very clear, and I'm looking to strategize to the best of my ability to potentially take plays on these and crush it like a 2-ton man on a tuna fish can. So I hope you guys see what I'm seeing here. The Bitcoin price for me right now, although it's still, I mean, yes, today has been a great day, completely correlated with the traditional market. I mean, that's how it's been going. But what we have to understand here is that Bitcoin, for the time being, is still within the confines of this very bearish range. So when the moon boys get all crazy, Kirby, I told you you'd get wrecked and I was going to the moon. My friend, I mean, if you're really thinking that the moon is here over a 5% move, I mean, you have not been in Bitcoin very long. I mean, this is nothing. We're still trading at the top of what could be a very heinous rejection zone. We still don't have much in terms of divergences forming on the RSI or on the MACD. I mean, we're still just waiting for it. I mean, right now we could be building somewhat of a potential divergence here on the 4-hour time frame with the MACD histogram there along the bottom, where we could be getting a little bit of a bearish divergence, higher price action, waning momentum there. It's possible. I mean, it's too early for me, but right now with the altcoins seeing such heinous moves up, I mean, Ethereum is up 16% today, Litecoin 10%, XRP 8%, the total cap at the time of recording here over 10%. For me right now, I think that my next trade setups here, again, tentative to change, I have to wait to see how this works out, are probably going to be on the altcoins here, right? One or some of them, I mean, depending upon what presents itself. So I'm looking to trade this aggressively. Like I stated, my friends, I will be keeping you up to date exclusively as I look to enter these positions here on these altcoins. And I will keep you up to date with my trade setups, right? My entries, exits, targets, take profit zones. Many, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, are probably going to FOMO into these pumps here. Again, not that it can't be the bottom. The thing is that right now, in my opinion, the probability that we're not going to see a heinous rejection in here is certainly lower, or rather is higher for that to occur than for us to just go right to the moon. I think that there is definitely sentiment here that we are approaching these ranges of massive historic bearish confluence, along with a plethora of other targets that I just outlined for you guys there. The structure would still maintain and be intact overall for most of these. So for me right now, my friends, this seems very clear. Bitcoin seems a little bit more what's the way to put it, more difficult to gauge right now. It's just a little bit more clustered in here. So my eyes are on the altcoins right now, my friends. If you could, one last time, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps with the algorithm. And leave a comment. Anything, say hi, Kirby. Thanks, Kirby. I appreciate it, Kirby. My friends, I'm going to be watching these altcoins right now intensely here, and I'm going to be looking for absolutely aggressive trading opportunities. So like I've stated, if you're not already in my VIP, today is truly the day. It's time to transform yourself from average Joe into savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Okay, my friends? So until next time, be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.